move on to today's developing story to do with aggrieved customers of GN Savings and Loans and Gold Coast Securities. Today, they vent their spleen on management of the companies. Now, the customers of Gold Coast petitioned the Securities and Exchange Commission to demand payment of their locked-up funds. My colleague Ebenezer Sabute followed this story for us. Joins me in the studio with more. So we're seeing two groups. That's customers of GN Savings and Loans and then customers of Gold Coast Securities. Run us through what happened today. Okay,
so earlier in the morning we were on our normal assignment. So we got to the GN Savings and Loans head office at Salam Down, where we saw, number of customers, aggrieved customers, just pouring out their agitations and all that they need their money. It's more than months, almost a year. They've they've invested their money with the Savings and Loans Company, and they've not been able to get back their money. So they were just pouring out agitations and all that. We got closer to them and we listened to some of them. You could see that, according to them, the situation has affected their livelihoods and all that, and they cannot wait any longer than to come to the head office here and vent their anger on the management.
Okay, let's listen to those customers you spoke to at the premises of GN Savings and Loans.
Exactly so.
I'm here as a signatory to a group's account, and I'm here to withdraw on behalf of the entire group. I've been here for about 10 times. Whenever I come, they tell me to go and come the other time. I'm saving with Kentampo branch. I started going there since October. Whenever I go there, they tell me come the following week, come the following week. The following week has been accumulative till this year. I went to Medina branch. They told me in February, first week in February, which is starting from today and then next week, everything will go on smoothly. But when you go there too, they'll tell you a different story. I don't know why I should spend about 50 cedis for TNT and come here to withdraw 200 cedis. Am I gaining or losing?
Me free pasa ton na me beduru ha. E wo so be ma me 200 no kura manya. Me pese me stre na me bisa papa ko sindum se abandi wo ka ye de na ya ate no no. Enti Ghana for sika na wo de betua ka.
Action is we are taking massive demonstration because what they are doing is not fair. I went to my branch. They told me that the manager told me that if I take a ATM card, I can able to take my money small gradually so that my money will be solved. But ATM card has been off. Mobile money that we can use it also is off. Everything has been collapsed. When you come to the bank here, I leave my work over there. I close my shop because of this money, and I came here since last December up to now. When you came here, it said 200 Ghana cedis, and at times right now I am in a queue. I'm 370, and the money up to now I haven't got any money. Look at the time.
So you can see some customers of GN Savings and Loans, pouring out their agitation. Let's speak with one man. Boss, your name and where you're coming from?
My name is Steven. I'm coming from Michelle Camp, Butchery. I save at Tema branch. I have investment there, and my salary even have been passing there. Anytime my salary pass here, when I came, they said come and take 200. I'm a pensioner. I have children. I have grandchildren in the house. I have to pay my light bill, I have to pay my water bill and those kind of things. But anytime I come to the bank here, I started coming here from 31st October to this 1st February. When I come 200, they will detain whatever they will give it to you. Our Papa Kosi tell us that by March, everything will be solved. Yesterday, March, by November 31st, he said we will solve the problem. And you couldn't solve it. Now we enter to December. December has passed. Now we are in January.
Do I understand that apart from your savings, your salary is also locked up?
Yes. When the salary comes, they don't give us. They only come and take 200. 200. So I have to travel from Tama to Accra to come and take 200 and travel with it and go back. How much will left for me?
All right, so those were some customers of GN Savings and Loans there. But also important, and as I indicated before, was that customers of Gold Coast Securities or Gold Coast, as you're telling me they are called, went to the offices of the Securities and Exchange Commission with a petition. What was in the petition?
So the petition is just asking the Securities and Exchange Commission. We all know that Gold Coast is regulated by the SEC. So what they are saying is that if you say Gold Coast has been a player, or a stakeholder, this is a situation and we need your intervention. So they want the Securities and Exchange Commission to intervene so that whatever funds that is locked up there, they can be able to get back their money. After they had a meeting for like an hour. When we got in earlier, initially they didn't want the media to sit in the meeting, so they told us to move out. They had a meeting almost more than an hour, and they came back to tell us that they will do something about it. But for now, the situation is under control.
I mean, previously we had stories about Gold Coast, and so, I mean, interacting with some of these customers, for how long have they tried to get their monies from?
Several times. Some says they've been trying for the past 6 months. Yes, and you could see frustrated customers, just that they didn't want to go on the record because they had an agreement, a gentleman agreement with the Securities and Exchange Commission. We made attempts to interview the Securities and Exchange Commission boss, but
they wouldn't say anything for now. So, I mean, going forward, what are they looking to do? And were they satisfied with the kind of reception they received from the Securities and Exchange Commission?
They look satisfied because they say this is the first time they had such a meeting with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Initially, they've been doing the calls, but this is the first time they had a sit-down kind of agreement with them. So they can see that there's some light at the end of the tunnel. They give them some time so that they should come back and follow it up and see whether there has been some intervention or so. There seems to be some light at the end of the tunnel. They hope that they will get their money at the end of the day.
All right, Eben Sabute, bringing us up to speed with what we saw unfold earlier today. Customers of GN Savings and Loans besieging the premises of the financial institution, demanding their funds. Also, customers of Gold Coast going to the Securities and Exchange Commission with a petition. Apparently, they've been trying to get their monies for months. Now, I want to bring you back an interview we had with management of GN Savings and Loans. They essentially denying owing some clients. Now, it followed similar complaints by some other clients, them saying that they were not able to access their salaries for the past 3 months. Let's listen now to the managing director of GN Savings and Loans, Alan Quay.
I can say without any doubt that we don't owe salaries, especially for government workers, for 3 months. We have every month consistently sent their payments or their salaries from Controller and Accountant General to their respective branches in the regions to be paid. I, however, do believe that there are a few, a couple, let me say for that matter, who perhaps would have gone to their branches pretty late, and maybe at the time they went, the branches did not have enough money to pay them. Just this morning, I've had the privilege of signing a couple of letters instructing our regions, our regional officers, and of course the branches to go pick up monies to be able to sort out the salaries of government workers, especially for the month of January.
So the news or the claims by customers that they have not received their monies for the past 3 months is false?
I would claim, or I would say that yes, there may be 1 or 2, but it would not be up to 3 months, who perhaps at the time of going to the branch or going to their branches to pick up their monies, the branches did not have enough money to be able to pay them all that they had asked for. But I can state clearly that we do not, as an institution, even now as GN Savings, owe salaried workers 3 months outstanding. What happens is when their payments come through, they are not mixed up with other payments. They are isolated by Bank of Ghana, where our accountants, and therefore we are able to move such funds to ensure that their payments come through. Gold Coast customers have been given a plan, a payment plan, and they've been, and the payment plan says by the end of the first quarter, their payments will come through. There is also the option of being of their I will call it structured finance, where they will be moved to other products that have been lined up to them.
All right, so the MD of GN Savings and Loans, Alan Quay, speaking earlier to my colleague Sandra Afenu. We'll still stay in the financial space. This time, some good news, if you like. Standard Chartered Bank Limited, in a bid to remain the first choice for customers in Ghana, has launched the 360-degree reward. Executive Director and Head of Retail Banking, Henry Bayer, has been explaining what 360 degrees is all about and how customers can access and benefit from the package.
360-degree rewards is a reward program that we have put together, and the name 360 degrees suggests that it's a comprehensive rewards program. We've put it together behind our card programs. So we've got debit cards and we've got credit cards. The purpose of cards and their facilitation of payments is to reduce the use of cash in our society, create more security for people who have to make transactions, and also enable them to do transactions instantly from everywhere in the world where they are. So as an example, there are millions and millions of point of sale machines where you can use your cards all around the world. And in addition to that, and if I'm not mistaken, the number is by now should be heading towards 50 million of point of sale machines all around the world where you can actually use your cards. So that's the background. So the 360-degree rewards are developed to ensure that wherever you use your card, on a point of sale machine or an online through an online process, you actually get reward points accumulating for you. So to set up, first of all, obviously you must have a Standard Chartered debit card or credit card. And then when you go onto sc.com, you have a menu where you can select 360-degree rewards. And once you select that, it gives you a few fields where you put in some information and you set up your own profile, select a password, and that puts you on the portal. So anytime you want to go in to check your rewards or to redeem your rewards, you basically go into that portal, put in your password, and you can access it and be able to do anything that you want to do on the reward platform. So even before you set up, you have already started accumulating points. So from the time when we started the reward program, which is August 2018, any transaction you've done on a point of sale or online has already started accumulating points for you. But when you set up your profile, it enables you to now see, oh wow, you know, just today when I was talking about it, somebody just went online, set up his profile, and suddenly realized, oh, I have 30,000 points. And he didn't know that before. So your points are already there. Once you set up, you see them, and every time you use your card, you accumulate.
All right, you're watching Business Live. Some news coming into us about the departure of the CEO of UMB, John Ewa, and I'm just going to read portions of the statement we have just received. It says that after 4 years of dedicated and growth-oriented service to the bank, the board of UMB announced the departure of their CEO, John Ewa. Now, he joined the company and has over the years initiated and championed successful strategies with the private sector, as well as partnered the public sector on initiatives for the development of the country. Some of the projects include the UMB PPP Center, the growth of small and medium-scale enterprises in Ghana, and also the UMB Center for Businesses. The board chairman, in the statement I have in my hand, says that, quote, "You are a strong advocate for team effort, and over the past 4 years, we have witnessed good and positive transformation under your watch. Wish you the very best in your future endeavors." So the latest is that the CEO of UMB is leaving the company. He is John Ewa, and that's the latest we've got from the banking sector. Let's move on now to energy matters. The planned takeover of the operations and assets of ECG by Power Distribution Service Company Ghana Limited has been postponed. Now, persons close to the company whose takeover deal was championed by Miracle Consortium have told Joy Business that the delay is as a result of challenges in completing the transfer of some assets. Georgia Faye has the latest.
Sources close to the Power Distribution Services, that is the firm that is supposed to take over ECG from today, say one of the issues that forced the change in date was clarity on ECG's debt position and how it will be cleared, which is yet to be finalized. There are also legal issues with the finalization of ownership of some assets and how the transfer would be done. The challenge has forced the firm to ask the PURC to review the date for the announcement of new utility tariffs, possibly to next week. Meanwhile, the Millennium Development Authority in a statement has also confirmed the postponement and approved the firm's request. The authority in a statement, however, maintained it is confident the transfer of assets would happen in the coming weeks. Media was, however, hopeful government, together with all the interested parties, would be able to finalize work on some of the critical issues to aid the smooth transfer of assets very soon.
Well, in a related development, the Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission is likely to announce new utility tariffs next week. This is what we have picked up from persons close to the Commission.
We understand that the change of date is due to delays in finalizing necessary engagement with all other stakeholders involved in determining the new tariffs. It was the hope of the PLC to finish engaging the utility companies latest by Thursday for the announcement to be made on Friday. But sources say one of the utility companies this week came up with a concern that will make it difficult for them to start applying the new tariffs from Friday, February 1. Hence the need to postpone the announcement possibly to next week. However, Joy Business is learning that the PLC had already settled on the new utility tariffs, and this postponement has nothing to do with delaying on new tariffs. Joy Business understands that if the Commission is able to go ahead with the announcement, implementation of the tariffs would rather take off from the beginning of March 1. This is because the utility companies are comfortable rolling out review from the beginning of the new month.
All right, and so we have been asking in our poll tonight if any increase or any review by the PURC would be justified. Let's take a look at what you think on our Facebook wall, Joy Business. So 16% of you say that an increase would be justified, and 84% of you are saying that an increase would not be justified. That's based on 100 votes since we initiated the poll 6 hours ago. So most of you do not want the PURC to increase utility tariffs. We'll get to know next week when that announcement is made. Sports now, and Premier League January spending fell for the first time since 2012 with a quiet deadline day capping off a relatively low spending window deadline and January spending. They were less than half of last year's totals with 12 deals on the 31st of January. That was last night. Let's bring in Gary Al-Smith, who was up all night to follow all that was going on. Gary, thanks for your time tonight. So who are the winners and losers?
Like yesterday, winners will often be the players who were transferred, the agent, their commissions, and the club to get a very good player. So in totality, that I don't know if there will be losers. I think that in this case, the losers, a club did not want a player to look at the player moved anyway. And of all the goals we saw, I didn't see anything like that.
Okay, and of interest to us was that the Ghanaian players, or were the Ghanaian players who were involved in the movements. What is the update on that one?
I didn't have any other movement apart from Suleiman Tari, a key one that we spoke about time on this same show, the second division club. Besides that, and Kevin Prince moving earlier in the window, much to report. The players who were involved in the activity, both those who had renewal of contract, which is, as you know, in any business transaction, the services are seen to continue the contract needs. So apart from the renewal contracts of the people already staying there, wasn't much to report. Remember, I told you yesterday that the amounts that are involved than those in the summer, because clubs generally do not want access to affect the rhythm of the teams they are playing in until around June.
Okay, Gary Aswe, just for 30 seconds, just to tackle the business angle of all of this. Remarkably, we saw that there was a drop in spending. What does it say about where the business of football is going?
It doesn't say much. Like you said in your intro, the first time since 2012 that it's not really simple this year. It's a matter of that not needing certain kind of players, and we don't need the players who with money. It's really all the reports I've read in the last 24 hours, UEFA from the European Commission being much of anything. People have tried to link it, but really, it
All right. All right, Gary Osmith. So nothing much in there you're telling us. It's just clubs being careful not to spend on what they don't need.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much, Gary Osmith, for your time tonight. All right. And that is it for Business Live tonight. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Do have a great weekend. My name is Darryl Kwao.